Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode. I was going to say podcast episode. We're not going to say our names because you know who we are. And if you don't, then you better do some research and find out who we are, because why are you here?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Anyway, it's April Fool's Day today. And yes, we do record our podcasts in advance because we have a life. We are absolutely chock-a-blocked. This week has gone so fast, hasn't it?
Every week goes really
Like
fast.
we're in, hold on, it's not even the week, it's not even over, but just a couple of days. We're in Tuesday, innit? Don't even know what day it is. But honestly, last week just went so quickly and I was like, what did we do? I know we did heap loads, but even this week it's just already, because we've got so many things before the end of the week. It just feels like there's just no time for anything. Anything at all. Anyway, happy April. It's April and hopefully the sun starts shining and we get a bit more uplifted. And we're feeling energetic.
Because people need to be uplifted.
Yes.
I feel energetic.
Yes. And the reason for that is, let's just talk about it. I did an April Fool's pregnancy. What would you call it? April Fool's?
Yeah.
And, oh my God. You know, people can't even have a laugh these days without taking things
We did it
so seriously.
To be honest, it was my idea.
It was your idea. But the amount of comments that people are getting offended, saying things like...
It's not though. And that's the thing.
But you got to read the comments.
No, I know,
Steve.
but you looking at that. But you're not seeing all the happy, fun, joyful comments that people are doing. They are mixed kind of thing. You've got the people who actually straight away they're laughing and joking, going, April Fool, you ain't going to fool us.
Yeah, there is a lot. We always concentrate on the ones that don't.
And stuff like that. But everyone, again, the point that I'm trying to make is people in this world at this moment of time, everyone focuses on the negative. Even now, you proved the point. The proof is, like, basically, if you see all the comments, you'll see a majority of them are all happy and everyone's laughing with you and they're going, this is who you guys are. But then you've got about 4 or 5 who turn around and saying something negative, and guess what? Our focus goes straight on that. And I think that's what I was trying to say at the start was, when you don't, in this day and age, regardless of what you do, you don't have family, friends, or people who are happy for you, regardless of where you are, what you're doing, what you're achieving, and stuff like that. But they're willing to look into your lives. But then also on top of that, they're also quick to judge or find the faults.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's that, and it makes you feel like what is going on. There's a time, and that's what we done it as a joke for not the people. Like, it wasn't about, oh God, the people who watch it. It was like I said, we do our content and we see so many times where it'll say old friends, old family, people like that who watch all your stuff, but they don't support, they don't encourage. They're not there, they don't write lovely comments or whatever.
Never have, not once. But
and it was more or less like, you know what, we'll post this, let's have a laugh, and see
where it goes.
And it's not going to affect everyone, but you'll know that there's some people who are half asleep, doze first thing in the morning going, what the heck is this?
Son?
And we did it to our son, right? And basically he was like, what? And not that we told him. We were speaking because...
So he's just come back from the gym, and I haven't told my son because he's just around me in the morning talking to me about his new anime series he's watching, and he's really into it. And he was like, what are you doing there, Mum? I was faffing around getting stuff out. And as soon as he came home, I ran down to him and I was like, Steve, I've just posted it. He didn't know what I was talking about because it was his encouragement. He was like, you know what, you should do that. Let's see how it goes. He's come downstairs, like, what are you guys talking about? I was like, I want to tell your dad first, but I'm pregnant. And he's like, no, you're not. I was like, I am. Let me just run upstairs. I've got the pregnancy test, which is so old. It's a pregnancy test from me doing the test when my youngest, and I've still kept it. It's just something special to me. So I've showed him that. I'm like, I'm pregnant. And he's just looking. He's walking out the doors for school. And he's like, looking, no, you're not. And he's like, oh my God. So on the way there, obviously they've had their natter in the car. I've been dropping him
off at school and he's just more or less like, no, it can't be. I
got him off
thought
guard.
you didn't want any more kids, and we don't. And he goes, but why aren't you annoyed? Well, and I went, I've just come home. Your mum just told me. How am I supposed to? I was still trying to process it. And he basically, his face is just looking at me going, no, can't be. Oh my God, you know what? Really? And he's doing all this. So I've gone round the bends. I was going to tell him before. I didn't want him to. But you could just see in his head, he was just like thinking, oh gosh, what the heck? It's just come out of the blue. And then he just went, oh my gosh, it's April Fool's Day. And he went like that, and so we didn't even go for too long. And he saw the grin on my face, and you could see the relief on his face. And he smiled all the way to school. Aww. And he was there. And I was like, even I come back and I went, you know what, it was so cute. It just like seeing his face. And it was like this first. And then he was like this. And he saw the humour. He saw, you know, and I'm glad that because my parents had a sense of humour. Yeah. You know, they're from India, right?
Yeah.
And my dad,
always used to be an April Fool from him.
He used to always do April Fools. Not only that, he'll just laugh and joke and tease and whatever. And I think I more or less got it, like, you know, from him, I would say. Yeah. And he used to say, dude, this is back in the days when we had no mobile phones, no internet and all that. He used to phone my aunts, like his sister-in-law. So I had, like, you know, he had his brothers here. This one. And he'll phone them, has phones. So, and he'll just say, like, something like, oh my God, my Bibi, my grandma, like, you know, because she used to live with us, she fell downstairs and she's at such and such hospital or such and such hospital. And then obviously, bye-bye, and he'll put the phone down and he'll pass the message on to the kids or someone or the other. And they'll tell their mum or their dad. And these people will be going around the hospital, like, you know, asking people, is this person here?
Maybe to the hospitals.
Yeah, and then they're like going, okay, then they're trying to they would actually go to the hospital.
I didn't know that one. Yeah. I thought to the one.
And then they'll come back and they'll turn around and go, oh my God, you know what? You know, to my dad, like, you know, like brother-in-law, sister-in-law, brothers, you know, and they're like going, you know how we spent most of the day going from one hospital to the other.
So basically, when they tried to probably ring,
because they can't ring and
I thought of the one where he used to ring and say, "Oh, and bring some people over. Put a lot of tea on from India." Oh, no, something like that as well. No,
he's done loads of stuff, but he used to do that. And you know what? And obviously, during that time, they would be doing all these things, so they're worried. Secondly, then obviously they're a bit pissed off because their day went like this. And you know, can you imagine? Yeah. And then later on, then they'll laugh and joke and they'll come over and they're like going, oh my God, you know what, you? And he's like going, you like know by now, you know? And but they have then they'll laugh like it's relief, like, oh my God, she is injured. And he is April Fool. Okay, Sardabani. Like, you know what? We got done. Yeah. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, they took it on the chin. And he's like, now our son, I said to him, I went, you got done, didn't you? And he was like, oh, he felt more like, oh, but relief.
I'm just like shocked. Why was he so panicky? Like, why do kids feel like, shit, man, another baby? Why?
Because he's the youngest and he doesn't. And not only that, we don't. No. But the thing is, I understand it. You know, like now, I'm not saying that we don't understand why you know, some people might be, and Sarit's gonna.
Yeah, because I can never get it right.
Okay, yeah. So why some people might feel that way, but that's the thing about life with everything. We had 3 girls, and there was people out there who were having sons, and you know, they'll party and function. It didn't mean that we can't be happy for them just because we didn't have it, and you know. But we knew people who have girls, and then they'll get offended that other people are having boys. Yeah. Or they're celebrating, they're going, yeah, but it's not right though. You know, they're doing that and they're considering they should be mindful to other people. And
it's really bad.
Other people can't celebrate and have a good time. And knowing that, it's like now, it's written, I said, oh my God, we got amazing sex life and we do all this, that and the other all the time. Do we have to be mindful that there's people out there who haven't got partners, who haven't got a great relationship, who are miserable, who, you know, or whatever it might be. The world, what I'm trying to say is, majority of the people who've got mental health issues or are depressed or unhappy is because they don't have a sense of humour. They can't laugh or joke about anything. I understand there's some things that, you know, there will be some people affected, but you're the ones who are writing the comments. It's not them. You know, there's obviously some people who might see something and go, oh God, you know what? I got upset because I can't. I get that. Yeah. But majority of the people who are writing it aren't those. And it's like they're just going, yeah, you know, you like should be understanding and mindful just in case. So clearly, you know, it's not you.
Yeah.
But it's like, you should be mindful about everything. Then so, be careful what you post, because you might offend someone that you're showing them that you've got money or you got a great life, or, you know, you're eating in the places that they can't afford.
Again, it's people having control, trying to have control over you, telling you how you should be. You know, you're not being able to be yourself, because you could just, you know, generally be a person who's always just joking about making, you know, laughs here or there. And it's like, people like this who are writing stuff, don't be like that. You can't. Why are you so happy for? Why we've posted on our platform. We didn't go on someone else's podcast and say, by the way, guess what? And everyone was like, oh my God, you know, we posted on our personal space, even though if it's open on the public, you know what I mean, which we're allowed to do. Now,
we've done it to
They
us.
don't normally write a comment. Never write a comment before.
Yeah.
And they have to
and
come
that's
and write a
amazing,
comment
isn't
when
it? Yeah, and that's when you realize more. You know, when you can post everything every day about what you're doing, where you're going, how you're being, and none
don't
of
want
these
to see
people
that.
want to write a comment of, oh my God, we're so happy to see that you lot are doing this, or you're achieving that, or we achieved 1 million, subscribers, or we had 1 million views on this, or we've just bought a new car, or whatever it might be. You have nobody writing anything.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and yet the views are so much, and it passes by like, we didn't even notice. You write something like this, and it's everyone's there going, now we want to write something.
Mostly,
you know what I
I'm
mean?
seeing the women comments, the women who are writing stuff. But mostly, when I do my fashion little hauls and stuff, the men will happily write. There is a fair few girls, ladies who will, and they're genuine. You can see that. But the amount of women who come and either save a video because they like what they've seen, but they would not. They'll find it difficult to write to support a woman or like another woman because and funny enough. Going back a couple of days ago, I did a video just talking about how when I jump on, it's always the men, which is great. It's nice to have that because at least men do
We have
like
this conversation all
I know,
the time.
but the woman had
Like
actually
every
written.
podcast.
But the woman had actually written. She goes because there is a lot of insecure. She goes you come across confident, and I was like, oh, do I? And she goes, women are very insecure to want to, follow or comment or say anything nice
it's like
to another female.
You shouldn't go and post anything online and be yourself because you might offend other women who are not able to do that.
And that's really sad.
Do
Yeah, I
you know
can't
what
be
I mean?
myself because I'm going to offend other women who are not.
But it's like you got to be mindful and think about every single. And this is the problem. And this is that same thing. And again, I'm not saying it's everyone, but it's that same thing of guess what? Don't have a sense of humor. Don't be happy. Don't, do whatever you want to do or be whoever you want to be. Always be thinking. It's that thing of what the community says. Yeah. What will other people think? Yeah. How will other people be affected?
Exactly.
Hence why nobody does anything.
Mm-hmm.
Or everyone keeps it quiet.
Yeah.
Or everyone's just unhappy.
Yeah.
Because you got to be too busy thinking about everyone else.
Exactly. It reminded me of a time when I was pregnant with my youngest and we'd gone to share some news. And obviously we're really, really happy. Like sharing this news with family members and then another person walks out crying her eyes out. And it's just like, that's upsetting for me.
Because
I'm
that
sharing
person
something.
was trying to have a child, but they couldn't. And we gone there and we went, oh my God, you know what? And we just said this is our new that person saying that we celebrating this with everyone else and the other person gets upset and offended and not offended but upset and goes out. But
doesn't that upset us?
For us it felt like so this person isn't happy that we've and how is it our fault that this thing, and it's like that. It's just
so
like
it can go both ways,
why can't people the thing is, it's one thing I understand. You know what? I would love to be rich and successful, but I'm not. There's millions of people out there who regardless of what we put out there, we're not financially in a wonderful place compared to many people. We have relationship issues and problems just like everyone else. But just because there's families out there who get on really well, we can't turn around and go, oh my God, we're not happy for them because of that. And there's people out there who've got the money, they're living the life they want. Good on them. You know what? They're lucky, they're blessed, and we're lucky and blessed in different ways. But it doesn't mean we can't be happy for those people doing those things. Yeah. And the thing is, even when Sri and I got together, one of the April Fools, Sri, I got a card through the door.
Oh God!
Right. So she sent me a card. I got a card. Well, she didn't send it me. It was a card from an anonymous girl. And I would have clocked her handwriting easily, but she got a girl from work to write all this stuff that I'm thinking about you, I want to get back with you, and all this stuff, and I love you, I wish you wasn't married, and I can't stop. And I'm there looking at this card and going, it didn't bother me because I thought, yeah, this is bullshit. When you know yourself, it wasn't like, oh my God, panicked or what's going to happen. And she's like, what is it? I went, I got this card.
Didn't you
and it's got a question mark.
Put a stamp on it as well.
Yeah, it was posted properly, everything to my address, to my name. And I was like this. And the thing is, and she's there going, who's this? You know what? And she was like doing this like whole acting thing. No, obviously I'm like going, yeah, all right. But it was carrying on. But can you see it? Other people will take that, oh my God, that's wrong to do. Yeah. Even family members will. Yeah. And I done one with Rit as well.
I done another one on you. I thought you were going to bring that one up, the pregnancy one. Which one did you do with me?
That time when it wasn't April Fool's, love, but we went out on night out. You had to go to a friend's party. She went to a friend's party and she had a few drinks, but they will, doing
Out
other
of it.
out of it. Anyway,
Doing other things. What kind of place was I in?
No, but you know what I mean.
Oh, yes,
but
the
it's a
other
work
thing.
colleagues
Yes.
kind of thing that she used to work with, so they weren't friends.
They were
but-
smoking some
Yeah,
hard
so
stuff.
she was there, and obviously she's not used to being in that sort of space, but it was like everyone from work was there, and she was there, and that was happening. Anyway, I dropped her off, and I went to pick her up, and she was there all merry and giggly and stuff like that, and probably high from the smoke that was going around. And
What I was high on.
and then I ended up taking her home, and then decided the next day my mate stayed over, and we ended up doing it because
I was puking up and all sorts.
yeah,
weren't I,
yeah.
in the
So
back
I was
of the
taking
car?
care of her and everything, and she was there going, "Oh, thank you for looking after me and all that." And the next day, we just like went. I went, "Oh my god, you know what? I'd done this like upset face. I can't believe, And she's like, "What happened?" I was like, "Well, we came to pick you up, and you was kissing someone." And her face just dropped, and she was like, and my mate, and she keeps, I can't help it when the chairs keep on
always so
rolling on this floor.
fat.
And anyway, and you could see, and she was like, "What?" And my friend went, "Yeah, I don't know what to say." And he was like, more or less didn't, because he was going to laugh his head off. And she
Yeah, so
it affected
he literally told me that when he walked in, I was all over somebody else kissing them. I've never been that stoned in my life. Not that I did anything,
No.
but obviously this mist in the air, smoke, whatever it was, got to me. I was drinking. I don't remember zilch other than me sitting there and watching these people, and that after that, and these guys have left, and I don't remember nothing. I don't remember the journey home in the car. I don't remember nothing. I do remember when I was told we had gone to the temple that day, and I swear to God, I was bound down, and I was just like, "Forgive me, guy." Like, God, honestly, I was pleading, like, "What have I done? I can't believe this is disgusting of me. I'll do whatever." And to find out it was a freaking joke. I can't remember how I responded.
Yeah, but
I punched you one.
I think she
remember.
was like that, but then she was
But-
like so relieved. So
Honestly, I
but
felt
we
for it.
had
I
a-
thought I did.
But I did take care of her all night, so
Well, that
I
was
had to
just like-
so I thought it was
it
like
was just
it was
so
like
fun.
it was a payment and punishment for that, like looking after her all night.
Oh, that's why I did it.
So
But yeah, it's just crazy how far
But-
it is, because it's not
but
just
it's-
that. You have to be careful around every.
no, and this is where what's happening with Disney and stuff like that. If you see like the
Yeah.
movies and everything, everyone is like characters who used to be all written as white and stuff like that. Now they're more or less going, we don't want to offend these people or those people because these people are saying that, and then they're doing like changing the characters or changing, like even in the Snow White one, like not having dwarves and things like that. Everyone's trying to be so tiptoeing around. But then you've got people who like people who are white who are turning around and going, or not even them, everyone else. It's not just them. Everyone's turning around and going, but she's supposed to be whiter than white, so why we got this, or why you change? Why haven't we got dwarfs?
Yeah.
You're taking other people out of like jobs who can be fulfilling those
There's that,
roles.
but then you
and-
have the women who turn around, the youngsters these days who turn around and say stuff like, "Oh, well, you needed men to look after you, like all the dwarves and stuff." It's
Yeah.
like, huh?
So
It was back in the
and
days. For
not
us,
only
it
that,
was just a beautiful.
There's people out
Disney
there who are saying that women cheerleaders in sport, they shouldn't be there either in the MMA or in the American football and stuff. But those women are saying, turn around and go, but we love doing this. We enjoy doing this.
Yeah.
And we make really good money from doing this. And we're happy.
Yeah.
Why are you like taking our job for? And it's not the people who are saying this who are actually doing the performance or doing the stuff or doing the work. It's other people. And so even like people like Disney and other people, what I'm trying to say is they're trying to make other people happy who are complaining, but they're not understanding that they're making other people unhappy.
Yeah.
So you're not always going to not everyone's going to be happy regardless of what you do. But what it's saying is, more or less, everyone's miserable.
That's
or
sad.
find things to find fault in to be miserable. They just want to complain about anything. You've done this, I'm not happy. You guys are living that life and you're posting that, I'm not happy. It's like, what are you not happy about?
That's why you kind of draw away from it. I mean, you're looking at them. It doesn't affect me. I'm like, oh God, that is so sad that they think and feel like that. It's probably why people don't move on in life. Like they're so bitter and so like everything is.
But I just don't like it when it's like, you could post anything and everything else, right? And everyone comes and they don't want to write anything.
They want to save the video,
when it's
go
good
watch
stuff,
it.
when it's good stuff or anything else, they don't want to. It's like, oh yeah, and they do all that.
Yeah,
but when
especially
it's something
women.
like that, and they want to quickly jump on this thing of going, this isn't nice. This isn't, you know what, and you're like going, well, sorry, you know what? You have a right to say something when you have a right that you're always there.
Yeah.
Not when, oh, now I've offended you. You know what I mean? But when I done that, how did I offend you then?
Yeah.
Or when I was doing that, where were you then?
Yeah.
So now, what I'm saying is affecting you. But when I'm being this or doing that, who are you? Where are you to support then? So
there's so many positive videos that
why should I give a shit?
Yeah, there's so many positive videos I put up, and I always say that I'm here because obviously I've gone through my journey and I want to help other women as well. And you don't really see, you'll see a few women who will comment and stuff, but you'd want more than that because it is directly to them. I want to be there. I want to give you some of the things that I've been through. Slowly, I want to share those kind of things with you, and just support you guys and blah blah blah. You never see it, but they will save the videos, and it's like they want to comment on those. But yet, like you said, these kind of videos, they're the quickest to. Those are the same girls who will save.
Yeah.
And then they'll want to quickly jump on and write something. It's
not just on social media though. It's like now, recently, like Srit and I, we have a laugh and a joke, and we've got like friends and people that we know that we've always been like that, and but. It's like meeting. Sometimes we've met like people where we use our saying "be us," we be us, and the humor just goes over the head, and you just there going, tough crowd, yeah, you know what I mean. And the thing is, and some people might go, well, you probably weren't funny or this, whatever it might be. Trust me, if we were around everyone that we know, and no, they're not dimwits or this, that, and the other, smart people, they're actually business people with, and it's weird how I have to justify that because people go, maybe they like this or maybe they like that. Yeah, so no. It's like that, but they've got that sense of humor, and they'll do those like jokes. They'll be serious when they need to be serious. They, and stuff like that. But I like to be around people who get on with work when they have to, but also you can have a laugh and joke with.
And can be themselves.
And this is what it was like in the police force. Regardless of, you go into a place where something serious is happening, you're going to deal with it professionally, yes. But afterwards, we still, us, that here, we can have a laugh and joke. You couldn't be around people who are serious, certainly in an environment when you're working these kind of stressful times, because that it drains you. Yeah. You do get miserable. It affects you. When you are around those people who just like look around and they're just like trying to find fault in anything,
it's so draining,
moaning, groaning, talking about, you're just more or less going, oh my God, you know what?
The less I see of this person, the better. It's so draining. I was just watching.
And the thing is, we all have issues and problems. So this is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying, some might, many of the people that you even met, you realise that their issues and problems weren't even that big. But to them, because it's personal to them, it's massive. And you find out that, like, I was going through a lot, and I was going through a lot more than most. And I'll still turn up and trying to smile and joke, because at the end of the day, my issues and problem isn't got anything to do with them. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
Why should my energy or my life or what I'm going through affect them?
Yeah.
So I just go there and I can laugh and joke and have that banter with them, regardless of what's happening in my personal life. Yeah, I might be miserable and things might be affecting me. I might be struggling. But at the end of the day, when I was there, I did. Because at that time, what I could do was, I can get away from what I'm dealing with and be, someone who, like, number one, I don't want to affect them. Number two, why not have a laugh and a joke with these people, make myself feel good? At least I got that energy.
Yeah.
Instead of bringing me there and making them miserable, but also want to be in an environment that I stay miserable.
Yeah.
No, I want to fight out.
Exactly.
I want to see some hope. Yeah. I want to see some, people who give me a bit of positivity. That, hey, even whilst you're struggling, you can smile, you can laugh.
Yeah.
You can joke. And this is why many times, just to switch off at night, I watch comedy. I always find that if I watch comedy, I sleep better. Because guess what? My head is much more lighter than any sort of stresses. And I don't like anything
and
that's like that.
Don't want to do any self-help. That is something to help yourself. If you have got, like, whatever suits you, whatever works for you, isn't it?
People say, well, why are you watching something at night? I know many people don't. Or people watch serious stuff, and I know there's a lot of stuff, and people enjoy it. I like to watch fun comedy stuff, and like, why you want to do that?
It's a shame
because
that
my
people-
head feels lighter. I just feel like the humor or whatever, and I just like going, this is good, and I have good sleep.
Yeah, and it's a shame. There's a lot of people who like to sit in their negativity and just dwell in it so much, and it's like, that's what is that getting you? It's not getting you anywhere. I was watching Jay Shetty's podcast this morning as I was getting ready, and he's got Selena Gomez on there, and obviously I'm just shocked because she is like the biggest, like she has the biggest following, like, you know, I don't know what millions she's in, like 30, 40 million, I don't know, probably more than that. But she was there talking about her experience on social media and how it affects her still up until this day. You know, people writing stuff like she's not Mexican enough. You know, the poor girl has gone through so much and she gets all this hate, and it does still affect her. And it's like, it doesn't, even if she does this podcast and she's open and honest about it, like people just generally just don't have a heart.
No, people, you're just, all I'm saying is, it doesn't matter if you've got the most amount of followers or subscribers. It doesn't matter if you're the richest or the poorest. You know, it's have you seen that thing? There's this quote thing that you might see. They show like this, like 4 different stages, like thing like this. And you see like this husband and wife, they got a donkey. And the wife's on the donkey, and like a group of people are standing and they're going, oh my God, look at this guy. He's got his wife on his donkey whilst he's walking. Shows who's, you know, wearing the pants in this family, like this, that and the other, right? So what then he does is he takes the wife off, and then he gets on the donkey, and so she's walking by sides, and he's like, oh my God, look what kind of man that is, making his wife walk whilst he's on the donkey, you know, not nice and considerate and this and the other. And, you know, so he's an ass, basically. Ass and an ass. But then they both got on the donkey, and they went, oh my God, look at these 2 people on the donkey, no consideration for the poor donkey, and you know what I mean, and both of them on there, and it's just like, you know, it's bad for the animal and this, that and the other. So then they both, like, you know, get off the donkey and they're walking the donkey and going, look at these 2 idiots, they've got a donkey but no one's riding it. And this is the world we live in. You could try to make people laugh, and people will find some fault in it. You're there to talk about your sorrows and, you know, what you've gone through and all that, and there's people are turning around going, why are they sharing their personal stuff? Oh, we don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, it don't matter what you do. There's people out there who are gonna basically put people down no matter what.
So she was saying it wasn't just her being too Mexican, it was her, she's overweight or this and that. And Jay Shetty turned around and said something like, when you're younger, isn't it funny, when you're younger, you're told to fit in. He goes, and then that you're told, it's drilled in you want to fit in, and you were talking about that last week. But then it's like you grow up and you want to stand out. He goes, but you stand out and then people judge you. Like you literally can't be yourself. And I was like, fair play, it's so true. Like it is, isn't it? That's exactly where we are at the moment.
People don't want people to be different.
That's where we are at the moment. We did want to try and fit in. Yeah. And you know what, you know,
and it's not standing out and saying, oh God, we want to live our own life, our own way.
Being yourself, like being yourself, and except the hardest thing is being okay with you, accepting yourself for who you are. Like people don't understand how hard that is, and once you have got there, they do want to point fingers at you. They do want to bring you down. They're not happy.
At you for the person that you are because you no longer like them, or you're not like what they know.
Yeah.
Or they want to point fingers at you because they seen you do something totally else and they want to judge it because they're like, oh, you know what I mean? And so you get 2 different types of people. Yeah. And what they're hoping for is you go back to who you either was or become like these other people who are pointing fingers.
And trust me,
either become like me or go back to the way you were, but you can't be this.
It's hard as well. We have got shit. Are we the ones that
because we do reflect and we're like going, okay.
Is it us or is it not? But we just know how long it's taken us to get.
But then I look at it and going, well, those people don't give a shit of who they are and what they're doing. They just follow the blueprint and they go, this is what's right. And why this is what you lot are supposed to be following, like, but why? Who's made these rules? Yeah, and I always say, if you're not paying my bills or you're not looking after my family, you got no right to tell me how to live my life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's how I see it, and I don't see why people think that they should. People should live their own life, just like those people. Everyone should be living their own life. I go on social media and I don't follow, you know, there's many people that I, you know, like follow. I follow people that I like. I don't follow people that I dislike. But even if the people that I like, there's some things that they watch or do or, you know, create or they talk about that might not be in line with what I think and feel. I don't comment. I just go, okay, this post I probably didn't, you know, wasn't for me, wasn't aimed at me. But it doesn't mean that what that person is a bad person or they're doing anything wrong. It's just like, that wasn't for me. I'm going to go on that one. And I'm glad I am that person now.
Yeah.
Because at one point I was too. I was street. You can ask street. I would have been judgmental and going, it's all right for them. They've got like millions of followers. It's all right for them. They've done well. That's worked for them. And I was doing that, and even about a couple of years. So it's not been long. But now I'm going, no, fair plays on them. You know what? At the end of the day,
worked hard to get where there is.
They've worked hard to get where they are.
It's been for us to get
and
where
they
we
haven't
are.
taken anything from me. And they are who they are.
Yeah.
And even if they're different, that's okay.
Yeah. You can change your mindset like that with things in life. You're going to move forward as well, and things will come your way. And people who are so negative and they're so...
And the thing is, I was going to say, even like now, we're from a cultural, traditional background where we grew up knowing what the norm is, that our parents' blueprint, like, how we were, how we should be, how we should behave. Like Srit said, fitting in. And we did, and we tried really hard, and we done all those things by the book. But as time went on, it's like I started looking and doubting things, not in myself, but things that they were preaching, they weren't practicing, or the things that they were telling how they should be. There was like technical adjustments. It's like, okay, this is how it should be, but now in this situation, we can make these adjustments to change it in accordance with. Yeah. And then when one person did it, everyone frowned upon it, and then one went, okay, we're going to do it as well. Yeah. But then this is okay, but you can't change all this. So we slowly, it's like, from weddings or relationships or what you do. First, it was all in one go. Everyone was like, no, nothing can change. Then slowly, little things, and gets bigger and bigger. If you see even like Indian weddings now, they're not like how they were 25, 30 years ago. Not at all. That isn't a tradition. That isn't a culture. But people are accepting that this is the norm.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean. So someone does something and then they accept it and go, women didn't even go to weddings back in the days. No. But now they're there dancing in front of the men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're drinking.
And again, I'm not judgmental of that, but that was not the norm. You can't say, but that's our culture. That was our tradition. Yeah, but then people say, but we're progressive. You have to change with the times. But then you're going, okay, we are changing with the times. And like going, but you lot can't change too much. Or you're like, wait a second, you lot can't change that way. You can change. You can change as long as other people are changing and accepting that change. Then you can change. And if other people are also doing it, then it's okay. But otherwise...
Yeah, honestly,
there's something wrong with it.
You know what? Being on the other side of the fence.
Oh no, you know what? I've let that go, and I can't go back there, and I don't want to go back there. And again, I'm not judgmental on the people that are back there. Fine, you know what? You guys happy to be like that? Good on you. You know what?
We're not interfering in your lives.
Being happy in yourself and in your life and in your relationships. And if that is your happiness, there's no point in me pointing fingers at you and saying you shouldn't be like that. No.
Yeah. But we're happy. We're happy where we are, isn't it? Like being on the other side of the fence, it's unreal to feel so different to what we used to be, but in such a bloody good way. Like, and I would never want to go back on the other side. Like where we are now is like we're truly.
And I always say, and Sri always says sometimes to me, I always go, look, I just know that, of course, we all want to be loved. We all want to be valued. We all want. First, obviously, you need to love and value yourself. But once you've accepted that, you sometimes you don't want to go backwards, and you know where you've been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, it doesn't mean that you don't want people in your life, you don't want loved ones, or you don't want family or friends. But you know what kind of people that you can be yourself with.
Yeah.
And that's what truly matters. And that's what I sometimes see when we post things on social media. Doesn't matter if it's YouTube or if it's on TikTok or whatever. We know who our people are. Mm-hmm. We know the ones who got like the sense of humor, but they accept us for who we are. They like that. And you're just going, these are our people. And the other people, you look at it and you're going, they're complaining about this, they're whinging about that, or they're saying this or saying that. I'm like going, I would not hang around with people like you.
It would drain the hell out of you, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And I just look at it and going, fair plays on your family. You could just see that these are the people that someone does something like, what are you doing that for? You shouldn't have done that. Or someone does this and has some sort of like celebration, like going, yeah, but you see how long it lasts?
It's just like,
you know what I mean? Oh, it's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or we've done better.
Yeah.
Or something or the other. You could just see that there's something.
Yeah.
And you're just going, oh my God, you know what? I'm glad I ain't got people like that in my life.
Recently, I had bumped into someone, and that person who has no part in my life whatsoever, my kids or anything at all, and it turned around and told me, yeah, you should stop what you're doing, like on social media and stuff. And I was like, oh, it's just, that's exactly what I needed to hear from you in order to know that you guys are still the same. Like, I just would not have any part in you.
But you was happy to see them initially.
I was happy to see them, and when I saw that, I heard that part, I was like...
And basically, that out of anything, it wasn't like, well, I'm happy for you, how are you, how are your kids, are you enjoying what you're doing? It was more or less like going, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing.
Yeah. And I'm here encouraging. I have women who inbox me on Instagram and stuff and say, like, fair play, I really want to do what you're doing. I've got either a sibling who puts me down and laughs at me because of what I do on social media, but I don't even have a big following, and then they're telling me I've got kids, I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. People's nazar out there, like, that's why your kids are always ill. Poor Gil was saying all of this kind of stuff to me, or she's got her mother saying stuff to her, and I'm like, I'm here encouraging kids, encouraging young adults, new mothers, older women, in 40s and 50s, all age groups, right? And I have all different people reach out to me, and I'm having the same thing, and I'm like, do those kind of people? You're just so glad that you do have those interactions, because it just makes you feel so good where you are, that you wouldn't have those people in your life.
Because even now, I think we posted YouTube a couple of videos ages ago, and we were talking similar like this, where you was affected by certain things people were writing, because you have to go through a lot to get there. And there's a fair few women then wrote that they tried to do TikToks and talk about fitness and health and stuff like that, and they enjoyed doing it, but people were... and they were Indian as well. So, I don't think there's so many Indian women who are doing it as much, because sometimes their parents ain't supportive. Sometimes their in-laws or their, partner isn't supportive. Yeah. Sometimes even they worried what their kids are going to judge them on, and, or the kids at school, what they're going to make their, say to their children. So they have all these things that are already, weighing them down. Yeah. And then they still have that encouragement that, I like to cook. So I want to do TikTok videos, or I want to talk about health and fitness because I was this way and I've gone to this way and I can help others. And then as soon as they start doing it, and sometimes the immediate family are going, do it. I encourage you, they probably see you and they've seen that you've done it or someone else has done it, and they're going, you could do it too. Go on, give it a go. And, and you can get a good career from it. And they try it. And then all of a sudden you've got people that you don't know who turn around and saying, aren't you a Indian girl who's this, that and the other? Or aren't you a married woman who's this? Haven't you got... or what's wrong with your husband? And soon as they start doing this, it not only affects them, it starts affecting the family. And they're going, look, there's husbands out there and saying, there's people out there who are judging me, like, you letting your wife do this. Yeah. Even though he's just seen the comment, they're not saying to him personally, but they're saying that. And it affects. Because they're like going, there's something wrong with him, or he ain't a man, or whatever it might be. Outside world have too much influence on other people's lives. We
allow them to.
What is your happiness and what is your joy and who you should be and how you should act and behave. And people go back and running going, okay, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. Let me just go back into that home and do what I was doing, because these people who I don't know are, have something to say in my life. Because we, again, being brought up by our families who say that what other people say matters.
That's it.
You know what I mean? What will people say? What will people say? And it's not always, oh God, uncles and aunts. It's like the community. What will the community think? Yeah. And it's like going, but when you're struggling and you're going through a lot of shit, where are they then?
It's crazy.
I mean, I understand if it was like India or certain other places around the world that, community all gets together and supports. But I haven't seen it here. Yeah. And all the struggles and obstacles that my wife and I went through, we haven't seen that. So why should we give a shit? And many people, even if you have got those families, at the end of the day, are you living your life? Because some of the times, the community that's telling you how to be, you find out when, things are happening in their life, like their child wants to marry somebody else from a different, religion or whatever it might be, or want to leave. First, they frown upon everyone else, but when it comes onto their own doorstep, they justify it and find a way. And then they, make it's okay. And it's like that. I mean, it's like I always say, divorce is frowned upon still at this day, but it happens. But it doesn't mean, well, that isn't part of our culture or tradition. Yeah, but you ain't gonna live in a loveless marriage, unhappy for your, just to make things work.
Yeah.
Life changes and improves, and you need people who encourage and support people. That is your community. It doesn't matter if it's the color of your skin or your religion or where you're from or anything like that. Community are the people who are behind you and will be there for you no matter what.
Yeah.
And if you haven't got that, then you really haven't got a community.
Yeah.
If all the community's job or the family's job is telling you how to live your life, who to be, what to do, how to do it, that isn't family or community. No, they're there to support you when you need it. But otherwise, they always say a boss tells you what to do. A leader makes other leaders. So they basically create other leaders. So I don't need to tell you what to do. You'll know what to do. When the time happens or what needs doing, and then you'll create more leaders.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And the problem is we've been brought up in an environment where what they want is I'm the grandparent, so I'm the boss. I'm the community leader, I'm the boss. I'm the parent, I'm the boss. I tell you, and then when you're the parent and you're the boss, and it carries on. But they don't want to also give up their throne either. Yeah. It's that thing. It's like going, not until I die. It's not like, oh, my son is the same height as me and he's smarter than me, might be stronger than me, might be faster than me. Shall I pass something on to, you take over the business? Have you seen many people are going, not until I die? I know all that, but I'm going to keep here until because if their value is going to go, or their importance or their respect is going to be gone.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of stuff. So how I see it is, guys, in life, number one, people are losing their sense of humor. People are losing their happiness. They can't laugh or joke anymore. You know what I mean? Everything is serious.
It's true.
And that's the kind of world we've sort of more or less living in. And then at the same time, people are quick to judge and put other people down no matter what they're doing. Instead of encouraging, supporting. Women ain't supporting women, even though regardless of what you say.
It doesn't matter what
men ain't supporting men.
I wrote that in my Instagram. Women, there's that quote, women support women. I don't think so. It's more than just
Religions
a quote
ain't supporting religion.
Yeah.
They basically instead they turn around and going, well, you're not behaving like me, therefore why should I? That isn't support. Most of the time it's like, no, you just be kind, be nice to others regardless. Isn't that what it's supposed to be about? And maybe God will do the same for you. Yeah. Whatever your path is.
And accept yourself, accept who you are. And start loving yourself as well, because like we said, it's the hardest thing, and it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, as long as you're a good person and you're kind, like you said.
And one thing is, I said to Sri, number one, I know what kind of people I want in my life, and if I don't have those people, then I'd rather not have people. And I think that's what we say. And the second thing is, it's basically, you need to be able to laugh, smile and joke throughout life until 80, 90, if God blesses you to live that long, instead of being miserable about what other people are doing or saying.
Yeah.
And if you are miserable seeing what other people are doing or saying, then you need to find something else to do in your life. You're clearly not getting enough. You need to get some. You know what I mean?
Anyway.
Yeah.
That was enough of this podcast, don't you think?
Yeah, I could have
a lot of
carried
things.
on.
And you can see how passionate you are when you get going, because I'm like, just listen to you, and I'm like,
I'm sorry.
I have nothing to say.
Even Street gets bored of me. So.
I do. Like, you've said everything. Like, I probably would have said half of the things that you said, but not in the way you would have. You're very, very passionate. This is why we do what we do, and I stay quiet.
No, guys, honestly, just to end it, live your life your way. Do what you guys want to. Honestly, you got one life. You can live it by someone else's books. You're still going to die. So you can live it your way. You're still going to die. So it's your choice. So how do you want to, 20, 30 years or 50 years, whatever you've got left, how do you want to see your life panning out? Living your life or living somebody else's life?
We're halfway through the year, and I think if we can make changes in our life and, try our best to see the positive in everything, think positively, want to be happy, like every day, get up and, have something positive in your mind.
And the positivity we took from the posting that post, and everyone was writing, we even more were assured of going, we're happy with who we are, and we would not be around people like that. It hasn't affected us like what they wrote.
No.
And we're just going, gosh, feel sorry for these people.
You do.
It's more like that. I feel sorry for these people.
Honestly.
Yeah, honestly, they really need to start finding something that brings some joy in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you know what, saying that, you know, when we were like, we went through our phase in life where we were like quite negative or just down and stuff, we had a lot going on. I don't think we're still like this though.
No,
Like,
definitely not.
You know, wanting to write comments on people's or
no,
like putting
we
them
never
down
did
when
that.
they were like,
Never did that. I don't do that now.
never,
Like I
don't
said,
see the point.
I always see like life like, guys, if you don't like a TV program that you're watching, change the channel.
Yeah.
That's it. So if you don't like what someone else is saying, don't watch them again. If you don't like, you know, the people that you hang around with, they put you down and make you feel uncomfortable, don't hang around with them.
Shows what
Life
that kind of
is
person is.
actually simple, but people make it complicated. That you've got time to watch something you don't like, and you've also got time to write something down on someone that, you know, you writing or not writing it isn't going to make no difference.
No, it makes it more clear as well what a person's kind of like, because you can post whatever you want, like you said, but they don't want to comment then. And when you put something like this up, then it's like quick enough to.
And guess what? It reassures me and Sri even more and more that we are becoming who we are, and we're not around those kind of people. Because if those people are on social media like that, can you imagine? Those are the kind of people, I'm not being bad, are the people that we used to be around in real life at one point. And we're going, oh, thank God. So we do believe in God because we believe that he directs us in the right way. He's got our back.
That's a good way to end it.
Guys, hope you like the podcast. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Let us know what else to talk about. Hope you took something from it. And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.